What is up, all you asshats out there watching at Asshat Podcast in the Asshat Stratosphere? This is the Fairchild welcoming you guys back to a quick little series review of Stranger Things. As all of you know, we are finally at the end of the road. We're in the home stretch to seeing just what happens to all of these characters that we have come to know over these past. I mean, the show is a 5 season show, but we had a shutdown in the middle of it and some other little things that, the show has taken a long time to finish, just 5 years. But, it's been a pretty decent run. Now, in my opinion, I've gone back and I've rewatched seasons 1 through 4, and I've watched the first 2 episodes of season 5. Um, Still, my opinion stands. The first season is absolutely incredible television. You can't really top it that much when it comes to sci-fi thrillers and stuff. Stranger Things was there's a reason it took off in popularity so much. Season 2 was pretty good. Season 3 is still my most disliked. I did not enjoy rewatching it. There were parts that I did find that I enjoyed rewatching because those were the parts I enjoyed when I saw it the first time. I liked the enemy of the mind flare in season 3. I like how they evolve the monsters and the villains from the upside down in each season. Like season 4, we got this new character. I'm not gonna spoil what the name is for anybody that hasn't seen season 4 in the last 5 years. But we're in season 5, and the next half of it will air at Christmas, and we're finally going to get to see just how it unfolds, how it all ends. And as a guy who, when the first season came out, I became a huge fanboy. Then I kind of dropped off because season 3 really disappointed me, and I've only just now, in the last week, watched season 4 and parts of season 5. And yeah, I could nitpick it and nitpick it, but ultimately I think season 4 was better than season 3. um Not as good as season 1. Nothing's going to compare, in my opinion, to season 1 of Stranger Things, but so far, if you can just take yourself out of it and just shut your mind off and tell yourself, yo, this is a sci-fi thriller about teenagers in the 80s killing monsters from another dimension. Nothing has to make sense except for what the writers and the creators of the show decide and explain the sense of it. So, you know, in that point, I'm not nitpicking anything. It's easy. People can nitpick all the time. Some people are like, oh, that 11 girl, she's such a Mary Sue. And, well, she's a telepath with mind powers who has been trained from the time she was an infant on how to use those powers. So, I mean, it's whatever though, just in a top government facility. But yeah, she's a Mary Sue. Um, they've introduced some characters that I didn't see that, like, I didn't understand. Season 2 introduced that redheaded girl. What's her name, man? And but anyways, her brother's character Billy. They kind of vaguely introduced their parents and what their issues are, and then they just kind of, yeah, it's an afterthought, kind of like they do that with Stranger Things. Each season ends up something significant that happened the season before kind of becomes more of an afterthought in the next season. Like it's kind of just a dead issue, like, oh, we hope you forgot about it in the intervening years it took us to air the other parts of the show. But in my opinion, yeah, I think, if you've never watched Stranger Things because it's just not your thing, cool, whatever. You don't bother with it if it's not your thing. If you are a fan of sci-fi and you've never tried Stranger Things, I would recommend it. It is a good show. Yeah, there are some bad episodes. There is a couple of bad seasons, but that just comes with the territory of any show. So far, at least staying consistent with the main point of the main character of the show, they've done all right with that. So I'm excited to see how Stranger Things will wrap up on Christmas. And I'm actually excited to get back and watch the other 2 episodes of season 5. I've really enjoyed what they've been doing with Will. I like what they've been doing with Dustin and Steve and Luke. Um, it's been fun so far. Like so far, yeah, just the season I liked the least was season 3. But that's probably the one that I'll always watch the least out of when it comes to if I ever rewatch the show after, because it's been so long. It's been 10 years, and it doesn't seem like it, but it really has. Almost, it feels like it. But anyways, that's just my take on this upcoming ending of Stranger Things, and what a run, up and down run, but a good, consistent run. A lot of merchandise, but it is what it is. You gotta make money however you make money, Netflix. But anyways, if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and all that other bull crap. Check out the Ultimo Gallus' other channels. Check out his other videos. I am the Fairchild, and I am out.